Let me go to Howie first of all, because I've never seen a magic trick like this. Howie?
You know, you're really funny and you're different, and I'm going to remember you. It's a yes.
Vinny, you were charming, you were funny, you made us laugh. I thought you did a fantastic job.
Before you put the twist on a magic trick.
Penn Teller, let's help me. Can you expose his trick?
It's a great album.
Yes. This is the moment that you've been waiting for. The great Vinny Grosso. It is here at Morning Coffee with ELIO show. And we are super excited and we feel so honored to have Vinny with us this morning. But you stay right there. Because we're going to be talking about Vinny as an amazing entertainer, an author, and also a speaker. And he will join us after this. This morning, this is ELIO Piedra. Another morning means another coffee, because this is Morning Coffee with ELIO. This is going to be a great day. We have a fantastic guest. And the wait, it is over. The great Vinny Grosso, it is here with us. How you doing, Vinny?
I am doing well, ELIO. How are you?
I am better than good. I mean, I am now even better because I have you here with us this morning, and I really appreciate your time and your will, to be here with our Morning Coffee community that is expecting to learn more about you as an entertainer, as an author, and everything that you're doing. Vinny, I understand that this pandemic has been probably one of your busiest times ever. Is that right?
That is right. It didn't start out that way because, obviously when it started out, everybody thought, oh, okay, 14 days and then we'll move on. And then it kept growing and growing. And then we thought, oh, well, maybe we need to adapt. And once I adapted and folks knew that they had to adapt, it has become very busy for me in great ways.
Awesome. So basically, I know that you have a show that is called Over the Air Magic.
Yeah. It's so it has kind of an airline theme to it, Over the Air Magic, and the show starts off with our kind of flight attendant with attitude, and closes with her as well. But the idea is that it's a play on words in a few different ways. So Over the Air is, it's kind of like a trip or a journey, and since we're broadcasting over the internet, it is over the air quite literally. But the whole idea of the show is that it's an escape. It's this journey that you go on to get yourself away from the chaos of every day. So it takes on several meanings, and I think it fits really well.
Yes, and you've been entertaining corporate, at corporate events, also private, events, I'm sure for families. So, what, and how difficult has been for you to work with the schedule, going from a corporate event to a family event? How different is the theme? So, talk to me a little bit about this.
It really isn't. It isn't much different at all, because a lot of the corporate events that I'm doing, everyone is at their home, so their families are with them, and that's been one of the big appeals with my show, is that it's very family friendly. So many of these corporate events, they're like team building things where every team member on the in the corporation is attending, and they're attending with their family, and their families are involved, and their families are seeing each other through the the whole platform that it's being broadcast on. And it's so my show is really not different at all when I do a family show versus a corporate show. It's been quite the same. Now I have a speech and a lecture that I do, and that one is definitely different because there's an educational aspect of it and so on. But even that, I try to keep it so it's definitely not inappropriate for children, but the content might be on this sounds snobby, but on an intellectual level that a child may not be as engaged. But my show, everyone I feel is engaged and interacts with the show.
Fantastic. And now that we're talking about your amazing show, I want to share with our morning coffee community at the very beginning that we have this code courtesy of Vinny Grosso this morning. With this code, you can actually get a 25% off your ticket to actually enjoy Vinny's show. So when is the next show, Vinny, and how? What is the best way to access the show?
So my shows are, the public shows are the first and third Thursday of the month. And I mean, that's what I've started out with right now. It may change, but if you go to overtheairmagic.com, you'll be able to see exactly whenever the next show is. So depending on whether you're watching this live or you're watching a recording of this from some time in the past, if you go to that website, you'll always know when the most current show is. And that coupon that you said, it's 25% off the ticket price. And that ticket is essentially for your whole family. So a lot of people have been telling me, like, don't call it a ticket, because in a ticket we think of like one person, one ticket, and you make comparisons. So it's kind of like it's a family pass. So the family pass is $50, but with that code you get 25% off of that, and come enjoy the show with your entire family.
That is awesome. So I am wondering, Vinny, how many shows are you doing right now a month?
Well, it's just started to pick up, because I mean this is new for everyone, and I'm now at the point where I think in August I have let's see, I think I have 15 or 16 on the books already in August.
Wow.
And it's now, I mean, I've started booking October and November now with. So most of the stuff that I did in the beginning was via word of mouth, and as I started to kind of get my marketing and advertising components up and running, so now I'm just starting to see results from those efforts, and that's getting me bookings now in October and November. So
that is fantastic. I would like to take this moment to shout out to Rojas Talent Group in Las Vegas, Nevada, because actually thanks to Rojas Talent Group, we have you here, because they actually made it possible to connect with you, and because we are actually trying to support artists, support live shows. We're encouraging people to buy your tickets, to go and watch your show, to share your show, your social media, and yours and any entertainer that is out there, because they need our support now more than ever, especially online marketing. So now, talk to me. You went to America's Got Talent. How was the experience of going there and having such an amazing impact in Simon and all of these great producers?
It's interesting because I only went on America's Got Talent because they had seen me perform on Penn Teller's show called Fool Us.
Wow.
I developed a routine for Penn Teller Fool Us, and it was specific for that show, and it went over really, really well, and I ended up fooling them. Actually, I've fooled them twice, and you can kind of see in the background the two trophies that I have from those appearances.
Awesome.
But so when that show aired, I instantly got emails from casting producers of America's Got Talent, and I really didn't think I was right for America's Got Talent. And I said that to them, and they were like, no, we want you to do this routine. We want you to do this routine. And I said no for months, like literally 6 to 8 months. I said no, but they kept coming back with emails saying, oh, it's great that you're doing it, and fill out this form and all this. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. And because honestly, I won't spoil the kind of surprise of it, but if you search my name, Vinny Grosso, on YouTube, you'll see plenty of videos of either Penn and Teller Fool Us or America's Got Talent, the same routine that I did for both. And I really wasn't sure if America's Got Talent wanted me because they thought the routine was good, or they wanted me because they thought they could make a spectacle out of me. And so that was my apprehension with it. And then I just, I came to it. I was like, this could go horribly wrong, or it could go really well. Either way, it's going to be good TV. So I ended up doing it and stepping out on stage, really not knowing if it was going to go well or this was just a setup to kind of look like an idiot. But if it was, I was going to look like the biggest idiot they ever saw. But it ended up going really, really well. They featured the act on TV, so they played the entire act and all the judges' comments, and I got 4 yes votes, but then I disappeared. So there was really just an interest in that one particular act, and then we went on. So who knows? Maybe I'll be able to go back on and show more stuff that I can do. But that was it. And as far as ELIO, I'll tell you a funny story with America's Got Talent. If you want. After it had aired, so when it airs, you are, they give you, they expect you to be on social media and reacting, and it's really an overwhelming, maybe 12 to 24 hours from the time it hits to, just constant comments and things and news articles popping up and all this stuff. And it took its toll. And I live out here in Las Vegas, and the following day I was just like, I need a break, my head, I just need a break. So I went down to the Strip to walk along the sidewalk by the Bellagio Hotel with the fountains, and I just thought, being around the fountains would just kind of clear it up, and that was great. And then I walked over to my favorite pizza place, which is no longer there, but it was just around the corner, my favorite pizza place. And it's kind of like an assembly line with the pizza, where you go and they knead out the dough, and then you go and you get the toppings. And the lady that was working with me and kneading out the dough, she was doing it, and then she looked at me and then looked again. She goes, "You look familiar. Do I know you?" And so I'm like, oh, this is stardom, right? I was like, oh, did you see America's Got Talent last night? And she's like, "No, do you come in here a lot?" And I'm like, yeah, that's it. It's because I come in here a lot. So it brought me right back down to where I needed to be.
That's so funny. Yes. So Vinny, you have something for us this morning to show
Sure.
to share with the audience. But I guess you probably need like a couple minutes to to prepare, or you're ready.
I'm ready, but if you want to throw it to something else, you're welcome to. I'll go with the flow, whatever you want, Elio.
Yeah, no, we are ready for you. Actually, I know that you're ready because I am seeing something like Cubita coffee next to you.
Yes.
That is fantastic.
And this is the coffee mug I got when I was in Cuba too.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you for being ready for our morning coffee, and well, I mean, basically, we are actually ready for your trick. So let's see what you have.
This is a trick I do in my show. So if you end up going to the show, you can take a break when you see this because you will have already seen it. But when people ask me, or I shouldn't say that, when people find out that I'm a magician, they ask a lot of questions. And a question that I get asked a lot is, what is your favorite magic trick? And that's a really easy question for me to answer because my favorite magic trick I saw of all time, nothing has topped it. My favorite trick of all time is something I saw when I was just 14 years old. I was watching a Magic of David Copperfield special, and no, it's not the Statue of Liberty disappearing or any of these other big grand illusions that David does. He did something that was really simple. He did it with just a pencil, and he used a borrowed $100 bill. Now, it's really hard to get someone to loan you a $100 bill these days, so I'm going to do it with a borrowed $20 bill. And I'll show you I'll perform the trick. I'll show you what is still to this day my favorite trick. You watch the $20 bill, and I use the pencil because I want you to watch right over here, okay? If you watch the bill right there, you'll see what happens. Now, a lot of people think, oh, you didn't really pierce the 20 if the pencil is just behind the 20. But if it was just behind the 20, then I don't know if I could do this. And if it was just behind the 20, I definitely couldn't do this and show you that it is through the 20. So it is right through, and right through. Elio, wow. Do you know why I used a pencil for this trick?
No.
It's because it has an eraser. And I can erase what just happened there, and there is nothing wrong with the $20 bill.
Whoa!
Now, it sounded like it ripped the bill, and I'll show you. You get that sound by taking the pencil, and what I do is I slide the pencil through the bill really fast, like that. So that's how you get the sound. But you also saw the pencil going right through the bill, and I'll show you how you do that. First, you start with the pencil inside the bill. So with the pencil inside the bill, what happens here is it melts right through the bill without hurting it at all, just like that.
Wow.
And that's my favorite trick in the world.
That is awesome. That is awesome,
Thank you.
Vinny. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. So, Vinny, you are not only an amazing magician and entertainer, but you are also an author, right? And you actually have a great book, okay, available right now on Amazon.com. So let's talk about this for a second. Exposed, and Fearless. Talk to me about this book.
So this is a book I wrote a little bit of a background. I used to watch when I was a kid. I used to watch the television show That's Incredible, and I don't know how many people may remember it or not, but I was always in it. It might be a reason why I got into magic is that I always wanted to understand how things that seem impossible, how they were done, and I was fortunate to have a career alongside of being a magician, but as a tour manager. And I got to know folks, some really incredible talents. I got to know them really well and on a very personal level. So I decided to write a book of exposing, that's where the exposed part is, exposing these folks, either exposing them to you because you might not have known them, but for some of the more famous people, you know them, but I'm exposing a side to them that you would not know. And then the fearless part, I learned that with all of them, their path to success included not just following their passion, but it included fear, and using fear as a way to accomplish what they accomplish, not as a roadblock in the way of getting them to accomplish their dreams. So I put together the book. I think I wrote it in 2013 or around 2012, 2013. And then people enjoyed the book, but it was definitely missing something. And after I performed on Penn and Teller Fool Us, I made the second edition of it. And what had really happened is, after writing the book, I listened to the advice I was being given by all the people that I'm writing about, and all the stories about them I applied to myself, and I started my own journey towards pursuing my passion and hopefully having success at that. And getting on Penn and Teller Fool Us was a big milestone in that journey. And I have since updated it with a third edition after America's Got Talent, after a second appearance on Penn and Teller Fool Us. And the book is now not just about these amazing people and what they do, but it's also how I've tried to apply it to myself in the journey that I'm going on, pursuing my passion. So,
wow, how interesting. So basically you have 3 editions of this book, right?
Yeah, I mean, please just buy the third edition. That's all you need. I was just trying to tell you that kind of the genesis of it and the origin of the book and the journey that the writing of the book has taken.
Awesome. So the third edition is available right now on Amazon.com. And
Yep.
I don't know if you also have it available on audio, probably one of these apps that we have these days.
No, I mean, I have an e-copy. You can get a Kindle version on Amazon as well, and you can go on my website and get a PDF of the book. I will be putting out an audio version soon on there, and I'll put that up on Audible as well as on my website. So.
Awesome. Talk to me about your speaking career. You are also a speaker, and is this something that is part of your show, Over the Air Magic, or is this something that you also do, like speaking gigs? You go, to corporate events, colleges.
Yeah, they're different. They're definitely different. The Over the Air Magic it's just an escape. Let's have some fun. Enjoy a show. And my speaking engagements are based on the book, and I go over some of the lessons, and I go over a whole thing on getting over fear. And a lot of it, people are saying like, oh, you need to conquer fear, and really my message to the whole thing is you don't want to live without fear. Fear is actually a good thing if it's like most everything in life in moderation. Fear can help you achieve things in your life that you didn't think were possible. So having a manageable level of fear is actually the ideal way to have success. So my talk is based on that. It's based on the book, and it's the message is about essentially overcoming fears, which now you know is not really the message. And while it is a lecture or a talk, I include a lot of entertaining magic pieces that are interwoven into the message that I'm presenting. So I would say it's a very entertaining talk. It isn't a boring talk. It's very engaging. And I'm in the process right now of adapting it so it can be done the same way that we're speaking right now, over the air kind of version of it. Because in the live in-person version, I would bring a volunteer up on stage, and I would have them actually walk on broken shards of glass barefoot. So obviously, wow. I can't do that in the online version. So I have I've been working on other ways to illustrate, kind of not just illustrate the point, but get that emotive response and get that feeling. And I'm excited about it because I think there are some things, just like in the magic show, that I could not do in a live theater. There's some things in this talk that I wouldn't be able to do in a lecture environment, but with people in their own space with some props and tools, we can create that. So it's exciting. It's coming. I have one on the books to do in October, so it'll definitely be done by then, but I'm still kind of tweaking it.
So, Vinny, when you are saying that fear, it is a good thing, it is a thing that we may probably need to actually, as part of our successful journey, I will say, or our journey towards success, let's put it that way. After all these years that people have been talking, overcoming fear, and fear is an illness and all of this. So could you please expand a little more on this idea of we need fear to probably to improve, our level in specific areas in our lives? What can you talk about? What can you tell me about this?
Yeah. So an example that I use is I use it with an animal trap, and I say that a wolf. I use an example of a wolf walking through the forest. They see the animal trap, and there's a piece of meat on the trap, and they think, oh, it's a free meal, and they go and they go to grab the piece of meat, and then bam, the trap goes on their paw, and they're stuck. That wolf had no fear whatsoever of that animal trap because the wolf had no knowledge and no experience with that trap. So there was no fear, and the outcome was not good. I mean, the wolf lost his paw or possibly his life, with that. Now, if you give someone knowledge without experience, or you give someone experience, like now the wolf has experience, let's say the wolf got free of that trap. Now, the wolf is going to be incredibly fearful of that trap if the wolf sees it again, because the wolf has experience with that trap, and it's not positive experience, and that's preventing him from wanting to do anything with the trap. But the wolf has no knowledge of the trap, how it works, what's going on with it, and all of that. If I just gave you knowledge of how the trap worked and all of that and asked you to put your hand in it, you'd still be fearful because you don't have experience. And I do this, and I actually put my hand in the trap to show that when you do have knowledge and experience, both of these items, together, you can bring the level of fear down to a manageable level, and now you can accomplish something that you probably didn't think was possible before. And that's what I show by putting my hand in the trap and having it slam on it. But I explain the kind of the technique that's needed, and the fact that I have experience with doing it. So the fear level is not there.
Wow, that's a great and insightful, idea and concept. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. So we have a couple of minutes to go, Vinny, and I wanted to ask you: do you have another trick that you could share with us this morning, or?
Sure, I can show you I can do a trick for you that I'll try and tease my show a little bit. This trick that I'm going to do is not in my show because I'm going to do this just with you. And awesome. There is a trick in the show that is similar, but it happens with everyone in the audience. So the trick in the show is much better than the trick that I'm about to show you. Okay? Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect.
Okay. All right. So we're going to use a deck of cards here, and ELIO, there are red cards and there are black cards. I want you to choose, and that means we're going to use either red cards or black cards. Which would you like to use?
Black cards.
Black cards. Okay. Now there are two suits, right? Clubs and spades with black cards.
Yes.
Yeah. So please choose either clubs or spades.
Spades.
Spades. Okay.
Yeah.
So now there are number cards and there are court cards. Like the court cards are Jack, Queen, King, Ace, and then the number cards 2 through 10. Choose either one.
Like a king.
King?
Yeah.
Okay, a court card. So then, so you want to go with a king, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And we're doing the king of spades, right?
Yes.
All right. Here, let's look at this deck here. Do you see any face down cards in this deck?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's one face down card.
Yes.
What card did you choose?
The king spade, right?
The king of spades.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And like I said, in my show, I'm going to do something I think even more amazing than that, because it's going to involve everybody. It involves everybody in the show at home doing the magic trick for folks. So
That is fantastic.
come
So-
join me.
Yes, come on, everybody! Right now, let's buy your tickets. Leave your comment below. We're gonna meet you down there in the comments. Like it and share it right now with everybody. Who doesn't love magic? Come on! So you have the chance to enjoy the great Vinny Grosso, live. All right, this is not recorded. This is a live show. It's called Over the Air Magic, and we're gonna share right now this code that it is a courtesy of Vinny Grosso with you guys. The code is simple. It is ELIO 25. So people may
All
wonder,
capital letters.
all capital letters and 25. Yeah. It will give you 25% off your family pass to enjoy the show, or your ticket, however you want to call it. So people may wonder how long this code lasts for.
It'll last through the end of the year.
What else can you ask for? Come on. So go right now.
And you could use it multiple times. If you come and watch the show in September, you can watch it again in October and still use the code. So
awesome. So you can actually go to Vinny's website. You can go to Vinny's Facebook page. I guess probably Facebook is also a good place to go, right, Vinny?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of info on there, but I'll get it up to speed. I'm the worst person with social media. The best thing is to just go to the website, vinnygrosso.com or overtheairmagic.com. Either one will get you to the same spot.
Fantastic. Well, Vinny, I am super grateful with you for your time. Thank you so much for coming out to the show. We're looking forward to enjoy Over the Air Magic show, and anything else that you would like to say to the community that is watching right now before we go.
No, thank you, ELIO, and hope to see you folks at the show.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been enjoying Morning Coffee with ELIO with the great Vinny Grosso. Again, we look forward to seeing you enjoying the Over the Air Magic show by Vinny Grosso. Once again, do not forget to tune in every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts. We're all over Instagram. Go to my link, but most importantly, on Facebook, we are live every single week, bringing you great guests. Hey, I'm going to see you Over the Air Magic, okay? Stay tuned, stay inspired, and live full. Guys, thank you very much for watching Morning Coffee with ELIO. Yes, we're really looking forward to seeing you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do not forget to like us and follow us on Facebook and become part of the Morning Coffee with ELIO community. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and live full.